Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
माता ही धन्यवाद प्रणाम जय श्रील प्रभुपाद. Regarding certificates, Mataji, we are ready. I'm still waiting for some more devotees to finish their papers.
Yes, Prabhu, I saw the message that you had sent all the green and red lights. So I was kind of being nervous. I hope all my things have reached. So that was okay. I saw that everything is there. So I'm okay that way.
Yeah, and also we would need a signature of our GBC on the certificates. So I'm going to India after coming back in the next visit or so. But in case if Maharaj, any news comes of Maharaj giving Brahman initiation, or if we have to apply, and then if you ask me, then I can give you the same day also.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. As long as everything is there, I'm okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything now. It's just a matter of when we get Brahman initiation. That's all.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very grateful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Dhanavad Pranam, Hare Krishna. How are you doing, Mataji? Shilata Mataji.
Doing good, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Spiritual life is going on okay for you?
Yeah, it's going on, Prabhuji.
Continuing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji.
Mataji Dhanavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. I think you joined after some time now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, every time this time we have another class, Prabhuji. Bhagavad
Yeah,
Gita class.
I heard. So it's not there today?
No, not there, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, I think we can begin now. I'm also personally going to India in 3 days. So we will not have our discussion of Bhagavatam for 3 weeks. And then 4th week again we resume. Right. Om Agyantimigandhasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Shrimad Bhagavatam, or we are discussing or summarizing the 13th chapter of third canto Shrimad Bhagavatam. And the name of the chapter is The Appearance of Lord Varahadev. The previous discussion centered around Brahma's son, Brahma's how the beginning of Brahma's creation. We discussed about the 5 kind of ignorances were born. Then the 4 Kumaras were born. Then when they rejected to fulfill the order of their father, then Rudra was born. Then the 10 sages were born. Among them, the Narada was like the spiritual master of all the remaining sages. And then the Vedas, Upavedas, Puranas, the ashramas, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanapra, sannyas, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, all different kinds of all these um, ashram, varnas and ashramas were created. Then the sound vibrations, the meters of the verses that we recite, Saregama Padhanisa, um, and many other things, they came from Brahma. And then finally, Brahma created Manu, and with Manu, Brahma created Manu's wife Satarupa. Both of them appeared from Brahma's body. And Brahma is described as very glorious personality, very saintly personality. So this is where the last chapter ended, which is this is a conversation of Vidura and Maitreya Muni. And Vidura wanted to know in the beginning of creation how the creation happened to be. So some description was given. Then it is said that Vidura, when he heard this description, he was very enlightened to hear how the creation sprang from Brahma. He loved to hear about all the topics. Then Vidura wanted to hear more and more. He is like all the time curious. Curiosity is a sign of sincere listener. It's like, okay, what next? What next? And naturally, Maitreya Muni was a qualified speaker who knows everything. So Vidura inquired, oh, so now Swayambhuva Manu appeared along with his wife. What did they do? So this is the question. And then Vidura said, I have full faith in everything that you were describing. And I am very, very eager to hear further what happened next. And especially I'm very eager to hear about Swayambhuva Manu, because I know that he was a pure devotee and he was always fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Mukunda. So I'm very eager to hear about him. That also shows that Srila Prabhupada says there is no difference between hearing about the Lord and hearing about pure devotees of the Lord. And Bhagavatam deals only with these two topics basically. About the Lord, about the pure devotees of the Lord, and about the creation also. So he said, everything you are speaking, I have full faith in your words, and I'm very eager to hear more. Especially, I'm very eager to hear about this saintly king who always takes shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Mukunda. And he says, actually, the greatest benediction of having a spiritual master is by having a spiritual master, we get to hear these topics from the lotus mouth of a spiritual master. There is no other benediction. That is the greatest goal of hearing, is to hear about the Lord's pure devotees. So Maitreya Muni was very encouraged. Maitreya Muni, he said he appreciated Vidura, and he appreciated Vidura's gentleness and Vidura's humility and Vidura's eagerness. And then Maitreya Muni began to reply. So basically, mm, from this conversation so far, we see how eager was Vidura to hear. Um, Yesterday, we were discussing in one of the calls, um, one's advancement in one's Krishna consciousness can be checked by, can be, um, can be felt by one's attraction to hearing and chanting. And we see how much attraction did Vidura had for hearing. And I was contemplating yesterday that they are hearing for days. I mean, when we go and some speaker comes and we sit and hear, we sit for an hour, and then we feel like, all right, then the speaker says any questions, one or two questions, then half of us feel like, okay, that's sufficient now. Let's go back, let's have some prasad, let's have some kirtan, let's go back to our homes, to our rooms. And if the conversation goes for a little bit longer, then we feel like, we see the time, we feel like, and then again, after some time, we may develop attraction for hearing. But then imagine the hearing like Vidura. A speaker comes and we are hearing like Vidura, and then we heard for 1 2 hours, and then Vidura is not tired of hearing, but Vidura is like, but what happened next? And then he heard next, and then what about this? But I'm sure there must be other conversation also between Sukadev and Parikshit Maharaj. I want to hear all about that conversation, and what instruction did Lord give, and what about this, and what about that? And then Vidura is so eager to hear that he kept on hearing, and we see Parikshit Maharaj also was like super eager to hear. And how much eager he was, like no food, no hunger, no thirst, no sleep, and he is hearing for days and nights, 7 days and nights. So that shows that they are Mahatmas. That shows. So we don't place ourselves at their platform, but we realize, I'm a very conditioned soul. For me, hearing is more like a sadhana. Okay, this will help me make progress, but it is not out of like rag or deep attachment or like insatiable desire to hear. But Mahatmas like Vidura and Maharaj Parikshit, they had that insatiable desire. Mm, For us, like if hunger comes or thirst comes, immediately the book closes, the everything go, and then some tiredness comes or everything closes, go and take rest, take some prasad, some devotees comes or something, discuss about some services, and we feel like, yeah, my quota for the day is good. I heard one or two lectures, or I read half hour to 1 hour reading, and I finished my round, so I'm good now. Now let me take care of so many other things that I need to take care. But then that, I mean, that's perfect what we are doing at our level. It's perfect. We need to somehow or other keep ourselves engaged in Krishna service, and that itself will help us develop taste. And here, Vidura, by his example, Mahatma Vidura is showing by his own example of what actually it means to have taste in hearing. And um, even the speaker is not getting tired. Here, Sukadev Goswami and um, Maitreya Muni, they are becoming more and more encouraged, and they kept on glorifying. And both attain perfection. Both the speaker and the listener, both equally attain perfection. Sukadeva Goswami attained perfection by glorifying the Lord or Kirtanam, And Parikshit Maharaj attained perfection just by hearing or Shravana. So this is so wonderful. So then Manu and his wife, they appeared. And then Manu started speaking. So Brahmaji, naturally, from his body, from his mind, gave birth to Manu and Satarupa. So Manu said, my dear father, you are the father of all living entities, and I'm very grateful to have a father like you. You are the one who sustain and maintain all of us, and not only all of us, but the entire creation. Now, um, I, I'm very eager to serve you. How may I be of some service to you? What can I do for you? Manu asked his father Brahma, what can I do for you? How can I serve you? And Manu also said that Brahma is like a guru also and like a father also. Usually it is said that the first guru is the father and mother. But they must be Krishna conscious. Then they actually can act in that capacity. Um, Guru means teacher, and father and mother are the first one who teach their children about Krishna and help them to remember Krishna or engage in Krishna's service. So that's the role of a guru. So Manu said, how may I serve you? Because if one serves the superior, like a spiritual master or a father, if they are Krishna conscious, then they become famous in this life and they have a superior destination in next life also. So when Brahma heard from Manu, what can I do for you? See, Brahma was very eager to populate. And just not long ago, when four Kumaras were born, they did not ask this question, what can we do for you? Rather, Brahma directly requested them, this is what I want from you. And they said, no, we are not going to do it, which is fine. But, um, and others were also created, and nobody is like so eager and so surrendered and so submissive and asking, please, please tell me what should I do? My life is meant to serve you. So nobody is giving that reply. Um, but Manu and his wife, they're like so submissive and so surrendered to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji is like so encouraged to have a child. And Brahmaji says with all his heart, he says, all my blessings to both of you. I'm very pleased because of your heartfelt surrender. And Manu was not surrendering to Brahma, saying like, what can I do for you? So it's like, like reserved surrender. I want to please you. But what can I do for you? Then, based on what you ask, then I will decide if I can actually do that or not. But so that's not like heartfelt surrender, but Manu surrender was heartfelt, like, what can I do for you? And Brahmaji said that your surrender has no reservation. So it's very hard to surrender without reservation. We want to surrender, but we want to surrender in our own limits. But this is like a pure devotee of the Lord. Uh, we surrender to the Lord also with like hesitation. We surrender to devotees also with hesitation. But here we see Manu is like life given, and he's like, what can I do for you? Um, no reservation. Then Brahmaji says, oh, my dear son, one who is beyond envy, that person, one who is without envy, he adores and accepts the instruction of a superior with great delight and executes them to its full capacity. So there are two kind of disciples, a disciple with envy and a disciple without envy. So first I will explain a disciple with envy. A disciple with envy, he will hear the instruction, and then he will think, why there is nobody else that my superior can give instruction to? I am the only one. I have to do this. Now, if I do this, so much time will go and I have to do so many other things. But I cannot disobey. Can I ask somebody else to do it? So this is like he doesn't like his spiritual master or his superior, and he wants to avoid them, run away from them, and then he becomes distressed when he receives some instruction. So this is example of a disciple with envy. An example of disciple without envy. When he receive an instruction, then he's like so eager, and in his heart he is like, I'm gonna give my life to fulfill this instruction. And he puts all the effort and all the time that he has. and he has the pure intention to please the superior and the spiritual master. And upon completion of the task, he feels great joy that I got a chance, and he feels gratitude. I got a chance to serve my superior, my spiritual master. Source of great joy and gratitude. So naturally, the spiritual master can also sense the heart of, or the superior can sense our hearts. So Brahmaji was so pleased with Manu. Brahmaji says, your surrender is without reservation, without envy, and that's why you adore the instruction with great delight. Like when a superior give instruction, then a disciple, uh, we think like, if we are without envy, then we feel like, wow, my superior is trusting me. They are giving me a chance to serve, please. And here Manu is asking, what can I do for you? Anything you want, I am gonna do it for you. Um, and when a person with envy receive an instruction, he fulfills it to have capacity. Like he just try to get things done, just making sure that the superior is not displeased with him. Um, Externally, he gets the act done, and then he doesn't go an extra mile. But one who is without envy, he goes extra mile, make many inquiries, and do it to the full satisfaction of one's superior. So this is like executing the instruction with great delight and to one's full capacity. So, and when the superior or spiritual master sees such behavior of a disciple, they are very pleased, and they give lot of blessings to them. It is said that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the bhakti is transferred from the heart of a devotee to another devotee. It's transferred from heart to heart. It does not come from Krishna to a devotee, but from devotee to devotee, and that's the parampara. Is it's passing on from our superiors, this bhakti beach. So Brahma was so pleased with both of them. Brahma says, from his heart, Brahma says, all blessings to both of you. Then Brahma gave them three instructions. First instruction, Brahma said, my request to you is beget children who are like yourself, similar in quality as you. Because these sons were like extraordinary, Manu and his wife Satarupa. So Brahma says, I wish all my children are like you. So they said, beget children similar to you in quality. Then Brahmaji said, you will be the ruler of the earth. This is also important that we should, now Brahmaji is the overall creator now. Like, of course, the actual creator is Lord Vishnu, but Brahmaji is secondary creator, and he is kind of in charge of the universe. Although when he is in trouble, he go to Narayan also, but to some extent he is in charge. So he is putting Manu to rule the earth. This is also very important that one should, if you have a business, then you want somebody whom you trust and who surrenders to you to rule the business, so that when something goes wrong, then you can interfere and you can rectify and you can recommend, and you can help them. In a way, you give your like ownership of something that is very important to you to somebody who has that faith and that surrender in you. And because Manu has this full surrender, Brahma says, I request you to rule the earth. So many sons came now, but then Brahma is asking only Manu that you rule the earth. And then he also said that you worship the Lord with various sacrifices. Sacrifice is meant to please the Lord. And by the help of sacrifice that is performed by Manu, and because he will be the leader, he will be the ruler of the earth. And when he performs sacrifice, the whole earth will be benefited and the whole universe will be benefited because he is like the leader. We see that um, Maharaj Ambarish, he performed this yajna for the benefit of the citizens. He fasted for 1 year only for the benefit of the citizen. And we see Maharaj Prithu was performing uh, was performing his 100th horse sacrifice when Indra interfered. But Indra was attached to his kingdom, but Prithu Maharaj was doing it solely for the benefit of the citizens. And he was not doing for himself, for personal gain. but he was doing for the benefit of citizens. And that's why when Narayan requested with Brahma, Prithu Maharaj not to perform the 100 sacrifice, Prithu Maharaj was not disturbed, because he was not doing it for himself. If he was doing it for himself, then he'll be like, why should I sacrifice? He should also sacrifice. I want to become the king of Swarga. But that was not his intention, anyways. And his intention was that the citizens must be benefited and they should grow spiritually. And because that was the intention, and the Lord sanctioned that intention without the 100 sacrifice, Prithu Maharaj was fine. He's like, all right, he just surrendered. So these great souls, they perform these sacrifices for the welfare of others. So Brahmaji told Manu that you perform sacrifice for rule the earth, perform sacrifice for the welfare of everyone, and beget children like yourself. And in this way, you will do the highest service to me. Actually, the best service we can do to our superior is by fulfilling their desires. We cannot serve our spiritual masters and our superiors by serving them the way we want to serve. Or this is the service I want to do, and I just hope that it pleases you. But rather, when we do what really pleases them, that is the best way to serve them. And Brahma is a creator, and Brahma has done so much creation. Now Brahma want to maintain it. Brahma, I mean, um, um, uh, like one time I remember, I think I shared this before also. Calcutta, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj has many disciples in Calcutta. So Maharaj asked Radhisham Prabhu, the great Vaishnava from Pune. So Maharaj asked Radhisham Prabhu that, Prabhu, you regularly visit Calcutta because there are many disciples, and take care of them. So Radhesham Prabhu took the role of one of the board member in Calcutta Mandir, ISKCON Mandir, and helped encourage, nourish, and maintain the devotees there. So this is service to Sri Guru, actually. So naturally, the spiritual master, when he give initiation, he wants everybody who is initiated to be maintained, and their Krishna consciousness will be maintained. And spiritual master is present in the life of all of his disciples through his own disciples. And that's how the spiritual master is maintained. Now, the spiritual master has a desire. Now, suppose if you have a dependent, and you give Krishna to your dependent, then you want to make sure that the Krishna consciousness continues. And if there are any obstacles, then you want to remove their obstacles so that their bhakti can continue. So Brahma is a maintainer, creator of this universe. And Brahma want everybody who is created to be maintained, to grow spiritually, to have the basic necessities materially also. So then Brahmaji is asking Manu, you take that role for the earth, you take that role. And naturally he is very surrendered to Brahma, so Brahma has full blessings on him, full faith, full trust, and he's very eager to execute whatever order Brahmaji gives. So he's giving him the service, you rule, and then if you can do this, then I'll be very pleased with you. And Brahmaji says, I will be very pleased with you, and hence the Lord will also be pleased with you. This is very nice. It relates to our Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, um, samsara davana lalita loka. Yasya prasad bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadanagati kutopi, dhyayam stuvam stasya yashastri sandhyam, vande guru shri charanagavindam. So when Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. So Brahmaji says, you do this, you maintain everybody, take care of them spiritually and materially by performing sacrifice. And by that I will be pleased, and by that the Lord will be pleased. So please protect all the population. Population has been created now. Now I need somebody to take care. Brahmaji himself alone cannot go to all living entities and protect them, but he has this desire because the whole creation is his business. It's Brahmaji's business. Brahmaji's project. We all have our own little project. But see the project of Brahmaji. His project is populate the whole universe. And then he wants qualified sons or qualified servants to work on his behalf. And that will please him, and on behalf it will please the Supreme Lord. And um, um, Then Brahmaji says, my dear son, I want to tell you very confidentially that the goal of all the work should be to please Lord Janardana. And any work done, if it is not for the pleasure of the Lord, then that work is said as useless labor. If our work does not please the Lord, then that work is only useless labor, and it certainly neglects our own interest. Our interest is when we can, if we can please Krishna, that is in our best interest, because what we are actually looking for is grace of the Lord, nourishment from devotional service, engagement in devotional service, connection with Lord Krishna. That's the goal of life. And then if we do things that does not please the Lord, then the goal of life is defeated. So it is not in our best interest. So Brahmaji says that purpose is to please the Lord. Any activity that does not please the Lord is as much as only a useless labor. And then, but we cannot please the Lord directly also. You please the Lord through pleasing the devotees. And my humble request to you is please protect all that I have maintained. So we see Brahmaji is like these are very wonderful instructions. We can see these instructions from the light of a guru and disciple. Very wonderful. So Manu, with folded hand, Manu said, I shall do it. I shall abide by your order. And then he says, now I am heading to rule the earth, my dear father. But what I'm noticing is Mother Earth is not there. Mother Earth is submerged into the ocean, Garbhodak ocean. Um, how I'm to rule and protect the citizens when Earth herself is in danger? Then Brahmaji became very much worried. When Brahmaji noticed, Brahmaji thought, oh, I didn't even notice Mother Earth is suffering. Because when they were talking, Hiranyaksha, he pushed the Mother Earth and uh, pushed it to the lower planetary system, Sutala, and even lower at the bottom of Garbhodak ocean. These demons they are very demoniac people. Their happiness comes from destruction. This mode of ignorance, happiness comes from destruction. Mode of passion, happiness comes from sense gratification. Mode of goodness, happiness comes from selfless seva. So there's mode of ignorance, somebody's destruction. Mother Earth destruction brings so much joy. So when Brahmaji noticed, Brahmaji found himself helpless. Brahmaji is like, what do I do? How do I save Mother Earth? She's suffering. Because earthly planet, everything happens very fast. Brahmaji, one blink of eye and so many generations pass by. So then as Brahmaji instructing Manu to take care, and he noticed, and everything is sab doob gaya pani mein actually. And this is not the ocean, which is the ocean like there is Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and Atlantic Ocean. This is not the ocean of Earth. This Garbhodak Ocean. Garbhodak Ocean fills half of the universe. This is not practical to save somebody, and that to Mother Earth herself, to save somebody from that ocean. And we don't see Brahmaji is like goes to some kind of gym and he is very powerful and he can fight with the demons, and he's put his sleeves up and he's like come and uses his weapon. We don't see Brahmaji doing that. Brahmaji give benedictions, and any problem like this where Brahmaji doesn't know what do I do, old man. Then Brahmaji is like, what do I do? And Brahmaji is like, Lord, please help me. And the Lord comes and put up his sleeves and then actually fights. So Brahmaji is like, what do I do now? Mother Earth is such a danger. Then Brahmaji went to Lord Shirodakshai Vishnu, and he says, Lord, he just thought actually, he didn't go there, he just thought, he took shelter, Lord, please help me. And as Brahmaji took shelter, so from the nostril of Brahmaji came a boar, and the boar became the size of a thumb. In a size of a thumb, a small boar came. So size of a thumb gives us an understanding that Brahmaji's height is very big actually. Brahmaji nose must be very big. Otherwise, how can something like a size of a thumb come out? In the original form came out like the size of a thumb. So when this little boar came out, then within a moment, this boar became like grew gigantic like a great elephant, became very big. So Brahmaji could not understand why, who is this creature, and he's so big. So Brahmaji started looking at his sons. Four Kumaras were there, Narada was there, other sages were there, and Brahmaji is looking at them. What is happening? What is this creature? Huge elephant, huge elephant. So Brahmaji mind was disturbed, and Brahmaji started thinking, is this some arrangement of the Lord himself? That is, maybe the Lord Yagya himself is appearing in this boar incarnation. Brahmaji started thinking in that way, and just as he was thinking and discussing with his son, maybe this is the Lord, because Brahmaji has not seen such a creature coming out, and immediately became big like an elephant. So this boar was like huge. He started roaring. Like I cannot roar in a way he roared, but he roared like a great mountain. And this boar in his own, in a boar way, the Lord roared. And the roaring of the Lord was very enlivening. Everybody felt very nourished. This is like the difference between the roar of a lord and the roar of a common man. When a common man roar, then people get disturbed. When the Lord roars, Lord is all auspicious. When the Lord roared, then it was like everybody could understand this must be the divine, the supreme Lord Himself. So hearing this all auspicious sound and so much divinity that emanated from this, the higher and the residents from the higher planetary system, like Janalok, Tapalok, Mahalok, Satyalok, they all started taking their books of the three Vedas and they all started chanting the Vedas. And the Lord was very pleased. It is described, Lord understood, Lord saw their chanting as the Lord could understand that they are trying to glorify Him. So Lord was pleased, and Lord Varahadev is like Varahadev in a boar form. The Lord is like flying in the sky. He came out from the nostril of Brahma. He is flying. He doesn't have any wings. He is like it's a boar, a huge body of a boar and flying, and the Lord body was wet also. So the Lord has a tail. This boar has a little tail. So Lord sprang his tail like this and shivered his body. So the water sprinkled everywhere. And when the water sprinkled everywhere, all the denizens of higher planet like Satyalok, Mahalok, Janalok, Tapalok, when they received the water that had touched the water from the Lord's body, they became purified, or they felt purified. They felt that, like we see. One thing that reminds me is the prasadam of Advaita Acharya Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And just after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Mahaprabhu came with Nityananda Prabhu to the house of Advaita Acharya, and they took prasadam to the house of Advaita Acharya, and Mahaprabhu Nityananda took prasadam. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, I was hoping I'm gonna get some food. I'm fasting for 3 days, and I have come to this house of a Brahmana hoping something auspicious. And see, he has not even given me a morsel. And this food was like mountain of rice and curry, like huge quantity. And Nityananda Prabhu, in his joking mood, they have a very jovial relationship. So Nityananda Prabhu said, I was fasting for 3 days, hoping I'll get something, and not even a morsel. Ah, oh. So in this way, Advaita Acharya said, Sir, first of all, you are mendicant. And you are mendicant, and sannyasi. Sannyasi should be satisfied with one gets by its own accord. Don't have such greedy mentality. And so in this way, they were having this conversation. Then Nityananda Prabhu ate everything, and then just that little bit was remaining. Sorry, प्रभु जी राइट वाला अवेलेबल नहीं है किसी स्टोर में. क्या अवेलेबल नहीं है? दरवाजा डोर. I'm still going in the store just in case if it is not updated online. Question is like, can the outside one be left one? ऐसे खुलने के लिए इधर की बजाय जो बाहर है. Inside one definitely should be right because there is a switch here. It should be right 32 wala. But 36 wala, can it be? I think so. Okay, that way then अगर वो वाला तो at least I will bring that. You ask him also if I asked him. He said he is okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay.
तो ये दामोदर स्कूल का ये प्रिंट किया था।
Sounds good.
इसमें कलाकंद प्रभु जी का वो है, डाला है मैंने। अभी हम वही करते हैं ना,
Yes.
नॉट ये डिस्काउंट इवेंट्री वाला नहीं। और नीचे इसमें एड्रेस डाला है पीछे को, दोनों तरफ। ओके, ठीक है प्रभु। तो ये और बना लेंगे कॉपी।
Yes.
ओके।
Where were we? Advaita Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu ate everything, and then whatever last, he's like, this, this, this is like hardly any food. What is the use? And he threw the remaining rice after he filled to his satisfaction. Then he threw the rice, and the rice he threw and it touched the body of Advaita Charya. Advaita Charya started to dance. Advaita Charya said, "Now I have." Advaita Charya said in a joking way, "Now you have no caste. I don't know which caste you belong to." And now you have thrown the rice that you have eaten onto me, so my caste is also gone now. Adityacharya was a Brahmana. Nityan Prabhu is Avadut. Of course, born in Brahmana family, but nobody knows his mother and father and his parents and Eka Chakra. He just came and everybody know this is Nita and Mahaprabhu accepted. And there is the tradition that Subudhi Roy, he was touched by the water from a Muslim pot, and he thought he touched his son with water from the, like, he was I think he was a Muslim, so he touched his son from the water from his pot, and that changed his caste. So there was something like that. So Arvind said, now I have been touched by your remnants, and I have also become Avdut now. Now I don't know to what caste I belong to, because we don't know what is your caste. But then he started roaring and dancing. Avadut means mad in love of God. So the internal meaning of Advaita Charya was, I have become mad with ecstatic love, having been touched by the remnants of the thigh. So um, uh, this boar incarnation, he shivered, and then Janalok, Taplok, Mahallok, Satyalok, they got the sprinkle of the water. They all were chanting the three Vedas, and the Lord is like, flying in the air and looking. And it is said that his eyes were like sun and moon, filled with devotion, and he's looking at all of them, and and he's sprinkling, he's like moving, shaking his body, and they're all like, ah, this is like amazing. So, um, um, so the Lord then reciprocated with all the sages' prayers. That also shows that the Lord always reciprocates with our prayers, with our devotion. Um, the Lord is very eager to reciprocate, actually. Um, um, Only in the case of gopis, the Lord could not reciprocate because the love was so intense and they didn't want anything from the Lord. And their love was so pure. Otherwise, the Lord is very eager. You pray something to the Lord, and Lord is like, no, I have to do what my devotee wants. And this is a reciprocation of love, that the Lord is always eager to reciprocate. And these devotees were praying and reading the three Vedas, and the Lord reciprocated by some Mahaprasad, water from his body. And they felt purified and grateful. They're joining palms. And the Lord in the air, he's like smelling here and there. So he's smelling because the Lord is acting like a boar. So a boar, if you see a boar, if he wants to get some eatable or something, so he goes, nothing, nothing. So in this way, the Lord is smelling actually the earth element, the quality of earth is fragrance. We see like ether is only sound element, air is sound and touch element, um, water is sound, touch, and taste element. Uh, um, um, and then fire, and fire has no taste, water has taste, and earth has the fragrance. So the boar is like, so earth, main characteristic of earth is fragrance. So the boar is like, so he finds out things through fragrance. So he is going here and there, and he's smelling. So he's showing to Brahma that looking for earth, right? Me too. I'm also looking for earth. And then this boar incarnation, he uh, dived down into the ocean. And when the Lord jumped into the ocean, then the Lord, like huge form, this boar is huge. That time it was great elephant. Now like huge. Cannot imagine how big the Lord form is. It is said that the oceans merge into the hair pores of the Lord. The oceans merge into his hair pores. So we can't imagine huge. And this is Garbhoda question. So Garbhoda question, how big is Garbhoda question? Fills half the universe. Imagine the form of the Lord when Earth is like a like a ping pong ball on his tusk. So we can imagine the whole body of Varaha will be how big. And then when that huge form, maybe like the earth is like itself like hundreds of thousands of miles. So Lord must be like millions of miles. So then this huge form entered. Garbhoda Ocean is vast. It can take that much form of the Lord. So when the Lord fell to Garbhoda Ocean, the from the corner the waves like rose high like all the way touching the mountains, touching the sky. And it is described, Maitamuni says, and those high waves appeared like the ocean arms praying out to the Lord, "Oh my Lord, please do not cut me into two halves." So when boar was so huge, when it enters into the ocean of Garbhodak, then it felt like the ocean, Garbhodak ocean is cut into two halves. And these huge waves are like two arms of the Lord, my Lord, please protect us and don't cut us into two halves. So then the Lord went inside, down, 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 and Lord reached the end of the like the bed of Garbhodak Ocean, like the bottommost point of Garbhodak Ocean. And there the Lord saw like a small, tiny Mother Earth lying there. So it was pushed and Mother Earth drowned, drowned, drowned all the way to the bottom of the ocean. So then the Lord pointed it like, okay, Lord saw the earth. So went to the earth, took the earth like this. The earth came onto the tusk of the Lord and settled. The Lord has tusk like this. So earth was settled by the nose and by the tusk of the Lord. And then the Lord started going up. Then in between, we know the Hiranyaksha he attacked. But the Lord did not say anything. More details come later on, actually. But in this chapter is little bit just gives a description. So Um, then the Lord settled the earth temporarily. Lord came back to Hiranyaksha. Then Lord fought with Hiranyaksha with various weapons, and finally the Lord killed Hiranyaksha with his tusk. And just like the example given, just like how a lion kills an elephant. So I personally never seen a video of lion killing an elephant. Elephant is the most powerful now, but even lion can kill the elephant sometimes. So I don't know how to describe, but but the Lord Varahadev killed Hiranyaksha like a lion kills the elephant. So then the Lord was like very happy with his fighting, because Lord wanted to fight naturally. That's why Jai Vijay, who was Hiranyakashipu, they descended. And this Lord mustache was red, like his tusk, his teeth and his cheeks were all bloody. And the Lord, the Lord is like, in this, there was anger, and at the same time there was like this. He just killed Hiranyaksha, enjoying the blood of his own devotees. Um, um, mm, mm. And then when Brahma saw that how the Lord killed this great demon Hiranyaksha, who has received benedictions from Brahma earlier, the benediction he received was like he forgot to mention the name of a boar in among the entities who can never kill him. He forgot to mention the name of a boar. That's why the Lord came in the form of a boar. And Brahmaji, when he saw, then Brahmaji was very pleased, and Brahmaji understood that this is actually Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Brahmaji started glorifying Lord Varahadev. And he says, "My Lord, you are the Supreme Lord. Your form is personified Vedas. Your form is personification of sacrifices. You are always unconquerable, Ajita, and Every activity is done for your pleasure, and all the oceans can submerge into your hair holes. This is where Brahmaji uses this prayer. And then he says, your bodily hair is like pusha grass, your eyes are like ghee. In this way, he is comparing the body of the Lord with the with sacrifice. Your skin is like Vedic hymns. Your tongue is like sacrificial ladle by which you accept the offering. Your belly is like the vessel in which the offering is going. So in this way, he glorifies the Lord. Brahmaji glorifies the Lord as the representation of yajna and the enjoyer of the yajna. Then the last few verses, Brahmaji says, my Lord, you are pleased or you are bound only by devotion. Anybody perform yajna or sacrifice, you are not bound to reciprocate just because somebody does a sacrifice, but you reciprocate when somebody puts devotion in their sacrifice. For us, the yajna is Sankirtan yajna. So Lord is not as much pleased if we are just chanting the holy name mechanically, but then if we put our devotion in the holy name, it can be in a form of prayer, and the prayer can be like Srila Prabhupada taught us, my dear Lord Krishna, my dear Srimati Radharani, how may I serve you? I Please allow me to serve you. I want to do something for you. Obviously, who we are to do something for the Lord. Everything is done by Lord only. He only gives the intelligence. He makes all the arrangements. And then we are just like instruments who can serve the Lord. Otherwise, how can we serve the Lord? Actually, the Lord serves us so that we can serve Him. Everything is arranged by Him. Everything He provides. We all a living entity has a desire to serve. And when we use our free will um, during chanting, when we say, my Lord, I want to serve, we know that I cannot serve. क्यों? हम तो नालायक हैं. नालायक मतलब we are not लायक. We are not capable of doing anything. We are completely incapable. But then the Lord can make all the arrangements, and I can be just the one who is witnessing all the arrangement of the Lord, and seems like I'm doing something, but I do nothing. The Lord is the one who uses us to serve Him. All we have to offer, Srila Prabhupada said, what do you have to offer to Krishna? Everything belongs to Krishna anyways. Um, what can we do for Krishna? What we can do for Krishna is our little minute independent free will that, Lord, I want to serve you. Please engage me. And the Lord is pleased by the devotion in a yajna, devotion in sacrifice. Only that touches the heart of the Lord. Oh, dear Lord, Brahmaji says, my all from my body, heart, and mind, I prostrate my obeisances to you. You are realized by one who has conquered the mind by bhakti with detachment, or one only by bhakti with vairagya. Because we may perform bhakti and we may be attached to everything in this world, and maybe break some regulative principles also here and there, and work for our gain. And then we may practice bhakti. That is also fine because bhakti angle is there, but then cannot conquer the Lord. Only unalloyed bhakti, bhakti which is done for the pleasure of the Lord without any material gain. Janma karma navrita, jnana karma navrita. The bhakti which is free from and the fruitive results or desires for karma and jnana, but which is only favorable to Krishna for the pleasure of Krishna without any ulterior motive. Ananya bhakti. So that bhakti which is uncontrolled mind means the mind which is not conquered is like all over the place. But when the mind is conquered by bhakti, devotion can actually conquer the mind. Devotion can conquer the mind. Um, like Rupa Goswami says, when I chant the holy name, I don't know how much nectar these two words Krishna have produced. That when they enter through my ear holes, when they utter from my mouth, I desire millions mouth. And when they enter into my ear hole, I desire 2 million ear holes. So this is Rupa Goswami's realization of the holy name, because his chanting of holy name is perfect. And because there is perfect chanting of holy name, that's why there is utter peace. When one chant the holy name in perfect consciousness, there is utter peace, and everything one speaks, one clearly hears those words of Krishna. But when the mind is disturbed and when we chant the holy name, then we cannot hear ourselves, because there is a lot of turbulence in our inner consciousness, in our mind, so we can't even hear the mantra, and it's a struggle for us just to hear. But few moments, if you're able to hear the mantra, I feel like, oh, I was able to hear little bit. Otherwise, so hard to just hear the mantra. And when we are able to hear the mantra in perfect peace, absolute peace, and all that goes is the name and nothing else. That is Nam realization. Nam realization itself is very advanced platform. Then comes Rupa realization, then comes Guna realization, and then comes Leela realization. But we are neither Nam what to speak about Guna, Rupa, and Leela. So, Srila Srila Prabhupada, just listen. Just listen to the holy name. Of course, you can meditate on any inspiration you may have, but um, ultimately, just the Nam relation itself, Rupa Goswami says, I aspire. Just the name has so much nectar that I aspire for millions of tongue and 2 million ears. And when this holy name entered the region of the heart, it conquers my mind and senses. So the bhakti itself, when it is so perfect peace that is created by the towards Krishna, that the whole mind and senses will be conquered as if snake with the poison fangs removed. Our senses are like very active and we are always eager, like how, where to enjoy, what to enjoy. But then when the perfect name resonate in our mind, by our tongue, by our ears, in the region of the heart, then these senses are like, do you want anything? My dear, eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue, do you want anything? What do you want? "Ah, I just want to listen. The Holy. It's like conquered. And the mind, you ask the mind when the mind is conquered by the holy name. My dear mind, do you want anything? It's like they're like subdued. So here Brahmaji is telling that the mind, you can be realized by one who has conquered the mind by bhakti and detachment. Naturally, when they are very wild, the mind and senses are very wild. So there is attachment there. But when they are conquered, then there is no more attachment, and it's like the only attachment is to Harinam. Harinam eva kevalam. Um, then Brahmaji also says that you are the one who is Jagat Guru. He told Varahadev, Jagat Guru Shri Varahadev ki jai. You are the supreme spiritual master in bhakti. Very wonderful prayers, and this Varahadev is like wearing a very long garland. I don't know how many thousand miles and who make that garland. Having some nice clothes and a helmet also, like a golden helmet. This is Varahadev, very beautiful, eyes shining like ghee, uh, and having this every all the features very sharp, very sharp. So this is the Lord. The Lord is beautiful whether he is in his Varaha form or whether the Lord is in Krishna form or in Narayan form, any form. Lord take form in all the species as a fish. Absolutely beautiful. So so Brahmaji says, all obeisances to you. You are the Jagat Guru. All the knowledge emanate. Your body is like the three Vedas. Um, mm, um, holding the earth. Brahmaji saw Varahadev is holding the earth on his tusk. So Brahmaji says, holding the earth on your tusk is like an elephant holding a lotus flower. So beautiful. Um, then Brahmaji also says that you and your wife are our father and mother. So wife because Varahadev was carrying Mother Earth, and by the touch of Varahadev, Mother Earth was impregnated. So Brahmaji is telling that Varahadev and Mother Earth are you both are like husband and wife, and they had a child also. He actually became Asura later on, though, because of bad association. So you and your wife are our father and mother. Bhumi Mata ki jai. Um, who else but you could have done this? Save Mother Earth. Who else but you? This is Earth, not like not like a nation in the entire Earth. Who else but you could deliver Mother Earth from Hiranyaksha? It is not very astonishing you have done that because everything is your potency. The whole universe is created by your Maya potency. So only you have the ability to do this. And by your auspicious droplets of water that has been sprinkled on our body, Brahmaji is saying that all of us, the inhabitants of Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok, Mahalok, we all have been purified. Um, mm, mm, um, and your wonderful activities are unlimited. Then Brahmaji says, please bestow good fortune on all the conditioned souls who are bewildered by the powerful Maya. So Brahmaji prays because this also shows that Brahmaji cares for all living entity. When Brahmaji created ignorance, then Brahmaji felt very bad. He said, these are my children and my great grandchildren, my generation, and they are all covered by this ignorance that I have created. He felt very bad, Brahmaji. So when Brahmaji is very compassionate. Naturally, our Sampradaya Guru is Brahmaji. We are Brahma Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya. So Brahmaji told Varadev, who is Jagat Guru, Brahmaji told Varadev that please help all the living entities to become free from your illusory potency and realize you, the Lord of all sacrifices. The Lord then was very pleased by the prayers of Brahmaji. The Lord placed the earth on the water, on the top of the water, and the Lord departed to his own abode. He went back to Vaikuntha. Bolo Varadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. And then it is said that anybody who um, mm, the Lord becomes very pleased when somebody hears about this pastime with devotion, or somebody let other hear it. Anybody who hear it or let other hear it, the Lord becomes very pleased with them. So if we are hearing attentively, then certainly it's very pleasing to the Lord because these are glories of the Lord. And for those devotees who hear this pastime or who let other hear it, for those devotees, the Lord destroy the material existence. Um, um, there is nothing which is unobtainable if the Lord is pleased. If the Lord is pleased, you can get anything and everything. Um, Even the Lord's own abode we can get if the Lord is pleased. Um, then at the end, Maitreya Muni says, who other than non-human could refuse to hear the nectarian topics of the Supreme Lord that deliver one from all material pangs? Material life is like full of anxiety. These are pangs of material nature. So Maitreya Muni is telling only non-humans could refuse to hear about the glories of the Lord. Because humans are naturally, just by hearing, they will become free, and it's so pleasing to hear. So what other than a non-human could refuse to hear the nectarian topics of the Supreme Personality of God? Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. If there are any discussion, any questions, we can discuss now. We can take now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one love Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this incarnation comes from Shrirod Sai Vishnu or Lord Brahma
Comes,
Prabhuji? Lord Brahma nostrils, you said.
yeah, and in incarnation of Shiva Dakshai Vishnu manifested through the nostril of Brahma.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have heard that there are different colors of varahas, right? Like Shweta Varaha, Rakta Varaha. So these happens in different kalpas, something, same incarnation. What's the difference?
Well, same Kalpa, but different Manu. Swayambhuva Manu, who is the first Manu, There is the Varahadev who comes is Shweta Varaha, white in color. And the sixth Manu is Chakshusha Manu. And in that Manu, and the Varaha come is blue color. He is called Neela Varaha. And the reason it is mentioned is because Daksha was there in Swayambhuva Manu's time also, but Daksha got killed by Lord Shiva. I mean, the head was replaced and he committed suicide. Then he appeared again in Chakshusha Manu, and then he gave birth to daughters. And then his daughter, one of his daughter was Diti, who was married to Kashyap Muni, and from there came Hiranyaksha. And the Varaha who killed Hiranyaksha appeared in Chakshusha Manu because in Shambhu Manu deity doesn't exist only. So Hiranyaksha was not born in Shambhu Manu. He was born in Chakshusha Manu. So Varaha who comes in Sweta Varaha who comes in Swayambhuva Manu, the white complexion Manu, he comes, saves Mother Earth, but there is no Hiranyaksha. And so he doesn't kill them. He comes from the nostril of Brahma. But Chakshusha Manu, when actually he kills Hiranyaksha, that comes from the ocean. And because it's a description of Manu, Maitra Muni is describing both, he has combined both Shweta Varaha Manu and Neela Varaha, Shweta Varaha and Neela Varaha or Rakta Varaha. He has combined both into one and given one description of Varahadev. But we hear different Manu. Kalpa is a day of Brahma. In one day of Brahma, the Manu changed 14 times. And the first Manu is Swayambhuva Manu and the sixth Manu is Chakshusha Manu. Does that answer, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. So one Varahadev came from nostrils of Brahma and another came directly from ocean, right?
Ocean.
Okay. So these are the two types of different in color, right? But the pastime happened also little bit here
Different.
and there, right?
Yeah. But the main purpose is same, to save Mother Earth.
Oh. And otherwise form also same, right? Varahadev's form.
Boar incarnation. Yes, Mata.
Boar incarnation. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna and Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just a quick question. So in the time of Swayambhuva Manu, Mother Earth, on its own, naturally, was it did it drown? Because we remember in Chakshusha Manu, Hirnaksha drowned. But now, did it drown on its own?
Yeah. So I don't have the details of how Mother Earth fell into the Garbhodak ocean. I don't know. But not in action.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. As part of Yatra, you are coming to India, Prabhuji.
I'm coming to India, yes.
A part of Yatra, Prabhuji.
I will be in Vrindavan from 24th to 30th morning. And then I will be in Mayapur from November 1st to November 7th.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
See if you both want to come. More than welcome. Okay,
No,
anything?
Prabhuji.
Huh?
No, Prabhuji. Actually, we are not that fortunate to meet you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Yugal Kishore Prabhuji planned an Pandharpur Yatra in this month, Prabhuji, Kartik month, November 17th, 15th to 17th. On that tour, Prabhuji is coming, Prabhuji.
You are going there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji alone is going.
Srinivas Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Pandharpur? Wow, amazing. I've never been there. Maybe sometime in future.
Yes, yeah, Yugal Kishore Prabhuji is coming. On that, yeah.
Wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, then we'll end here. Thank you very much for joining. Vanchakalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. So there will be a break for 3 weeks and we will update when we start again. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Tanvat Pranam, Prabhuji. Keep me in prayer, Prabhuji, when you go to Dham, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Dhanavad pranam.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mati. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Thank you, Dinesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.